Hi guys, how are you tonight? Great. I want to start off this evening with a question for everybody here. You can all raise your hands when I ask it. Does anybody here know anyone who's disabled? I assume all of you. So why is there such a stigma about being disabled? Why do most people think that we are so different than everyone else? I thought about this very question as I wrote this speech. To be honest, the hardest part about writing this speech was admitting that I am in fact disabled. Why is it that I feel less than human because I am disabled? We are all different with different strengths, so why do I feel so isolated? I used to make self-deprecating jokes about how I looked and the way I walked and the way I talked, just so people would like me. I was made fun of my entire life. I was dragged through the hallway in 7th grade because I was different. And the worst part was I didn't want to be myself. I tried so hard my entire life to be accepted that I forgot to accept myself. I always tried to hold myself to the same standards that I held everyone else, when I couldn't live up to their expectations, nor would I have wanted to. I contemplated suicide twice in school, because all I ever wanted to do was be accepted and I wasn't. Why was I treated so differently? The answer is because of doubt. I doubted myself because of my own limitations, and people doubted me because of the way I walk and the way I look. People often don't even realize they're doing it. Often it is very subtle. Usually I'm offered unwanted advice or questions about facts I present as if I don't know what I'm talking about. This all while some of the most socially impaired are also some of the most intelligent people on the planet. Some of the most artistic people are also the most autistic. I was diagnosed with a nonverbal learning disability, which in short means I'm awful at social cues, and probably don't even know if you like this speech. I'm hoping that was a good sign. I was also born with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which in short means I have very low muscle tone and my gait is abnormal. But what is normal? Eric Weinemeyer, probably butchered that name, didn't care what normal was when he was blind and climbed Mount Everest. Jamal Charles didn't care what normal was when he was diagnosed with a learning disability but excelled in football and has gone on to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the late Stephen Hawking didn't care what normal was when he became one of the most influential scientists to date. In my own life, I doubted that I could hold a tray upright, but I became a server and one of the top sellers at one of my jobs. As a writer, I presented many of my poems and stories to teachers and peers who have all doubted that I wrote them, but were also very impressed with my writing. The point is, never underestimate someone with a disability, because we will overcome. We will shine. It is society that needs to overcome their judgment. In society right now, there's so many organizations set up to fight for rights and equality, such as the LGBTQ community, the Black Lives Matter movement, and the Dreamers immigration movement. We need to come together as a community and as a family and start the disabled movement. We need to show the world that we will not be judged by our disability, but by our willingness to succeed. If Eric was blind and can still climb, and if Helen Keller couldn't hear and couldn't see, but still found a way to communicate, then that means we can move mountains and move forward. In the comics, mutants are considered to be disabled or have problems, but they saved the world. So why can't we save the world? If you can't speak, you can still stand up. And if you can't stand up, you can still speak up. So let's move forward. Thank you.